Baby, I got something new. Straightforward. Now this one I can't hold back. A brand new song to make you all sing along. And take a second. Once you get it and it's going, you'll be finishing the rhyme like a true poet. Even if you don't know it, get with it. Fill in the blank words when you hear it. Get up, cheer it. Got to come near it. Don't stop. Hold up. Come again.
My name is Alicia Lee, representing Doug Oliver Craig Brad Entertainment, Cablevision, and 91.7 FM Local. I am so honored to be sitting next to the world greatest entertainer of all times, Dougie Fresh.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Oh my God, you did your thing tonight. I see why they call you the world greatest
I
entertainer.
appreciate it. It's always from the heart, and it's always with love. It's never based on ego. It's more so you try to make sure people have a good time, and that's the goal.
You seem like you have such a humble spirit. That is truly amazing. A person of like your caliber to be so humble. You don't find that in this industry right now. And that's amazing.
Well, one of the things that I always say to myself is that I'm always trying to improve something that I do, and I always appreciate the blessing that the Creator gave me to be able to do something that I love since I was a kid. And so when you have appreciation for something, it makes you respect it, you know what I mean? It makes you say, I don't want to treat this like it don't mean what I know it means. So I appreciate that, but everything with me is about humility. It's always about that.
And when you was on stage performing tonight, you named a few people that you grew up as admiring in hip hop. Can you rename those names for me?
Well, you know, on stage, you just feeling the spirit, so you letting them go. But Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 was very important to me. Treacherous 3, Cold Crush Brothers, Hollywood, Busy Bee, Love Bug, Curtis Blow, Spoonie G. I mean, there was so many artists that when you grew up, you know, they were just so important to study, and you always appreciated them because they had, you know, they had the gift, you know what I mean? And they took me in and they let me learn from them. And I'm honored to know that the things that I learned from them, I'm still capable of using now. I do it in my own version and I added on to it. But I appreciate them, you know what I mean? The same way I appreciate my mother, I appreciate my father. You gotta appreciate the ones that came before you. That's respect, you know that?
Like I said, you're such a humble person. And you didn't always start out as Dougie Fresh. You went through a couple of names.
Well, one name was Dougie D, because everybody was a D or a T back then or something like that. But Fresh came because I always came up with a lot of creative ideas. And I was always somebody that had the ability to come up with something in a right on the spot. And then when I created the beatbox, that kind of like made me different from just most guys that rap. So they said that what I did was extremely fresh. So that's how I came.
How easy or difficult was that to be the human beatbox? Like a drum line. It's just amazing how you can still do that, or just you're so talented.
You know what? I appreciate it. But Barry B, with my group, was the one who told me I should try it. We was practicing in the house, and I was doing it in between records. And he said, yo, you should try that, and you should call it the human beatbox.
Nice.
And then I went outside, I did it, and it popped.
Nice.
And when it popped, I was like, so when you hear the song Barry B is riding with me,
Nice.
you know why he riding with me.
Nice. And I just want to ask you a few more questions with Slick Rick. You got to tell me, how did y'all come about? How did you meet Slick Rick?
Slick Rick was a diamond in the rough, and Slick Rick was trying to get on, and he know I was doing shows and I was doing stuff all over. One day he got in a contest, I seen him, I thought he was really good, but I didn't really know how good he was. Then one day we met up and I took him over to my house, to Chill Will's house, and we started playing around rhyming. And then I seen that his skills was unique and he was incredible, and he reminded me of myself, but just different. Like I created the beatbox and the stuff that I do, and he had a different style than other artists. So I felt like if we could combine these elements together, we can make hip hop go to another level. And a lot of people was trying to not give him all the respect he deserved, you know what I mean? So I seen that he was great. So I'm glad I got with him because, you know, messing with Slick Rick, you know, changed my life. I never look at it as I changed his life as much as he changed my life. You know, we worked together, you know what I mean? And it helped us both.
And you know what, before I end this, let me tell you something. You do personal things that a lot of people may not realize. Let's get a little personal. You are an amazing spokesperson for Harlem Hospital, is that correct?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, we created this thing called, like, first of all, we do stuff to deal with childhood obesity, diabetes, strokes, and we deal with hundreds of thousands of kids over like several years. And we go and it's called Hip Hop Public Health. And me and Dr. Williams formulated a way to use hip hop to teach kids to recognize things if their parents are sick, or to stop them from doing things that they shouldn't be doing so they don't get sick. For example, we had a kid one day whose grandmother was having a stroke, but because I put it in a rhyme and I taught him how to see the symptoms of a stroke, he was able to remember the rhyme, and when his grandmother was having a stroke, he seen it. So he did what the rhyme said, because it's a word called fast. So F is for the face. You'll see somebody's face like they start to drop and say like it's fast. F is for the face. A is for the arm. You'll feel like pain in the arm. S is for the speech, a personal slur in their talking. And T is for the time. If you don't do it in a certain amount of time, the person will have a stroke. If you catch it, you can stop it. So it's a time to do what called 911. So he made the call to 911 and he saved his grandmother's life.
Amazing. You see how much of a role model you are? It's crazy. And I know your time is limited. I know you got to go. But just one thing. You was just recently at the White House with Michelle Obama. I saw this on social media. I said, oh, my God, look at Dougie Fresh with Michelle Obama. You got to tell me about that experience.
Michelle Obama is one of the realest first ladies, realest black women, realest people that you could ever meet. She got a spirit that's so strong, and she talks to you like a girl from around the block that's just keeping it 100. But she's in the White House, you know what I mean? And we were doing a lot of stuff. I worked with her too, with her program that she had, you know, with getting Let's Move. So I did the theme song for that. I did all of her events, and I was running around helping her with whatever she had to do. Michelle Obama is a beautiful spirit, and it was an honor to work with them. And you know now the White House is different.
I know, it is.
I hope it works out.
I hope it does.
But while she was there,
Right.
it was right.
And so lastly, what's next for Dougie Fresh, and how can they follow you?
Well, I'm touring right now, and I got new records coming out. I got movies coming out, a lot of TV shows, doing guest appearances. And basically, you know, I'm setting my sons up to come out too. And anybody that's on social media, you can hit me on @Real Dougie Fresh, and it's that's on Twitter, @Real Dougie Fresh, and @The Real Dougie Fresh is Instagram, and my website is IamDougieFresh.com. I appreciate this interview.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to interview with me, Alicia Lee. There you go, Alicia Lee with Dougie Fresh. Give it up. You are the best. Thank you so much for taking time out.
Thank you very much.
All right, you have a good night. Dougie Fresh, everybody. Make sure you support, make sure you follow the world's greatest entertainer. Can you give me a quick human